Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to OKKO episode 29. So, yeah, I was gonna do more episodes today than just this. Obviously, I was gonna do 3 as normal, but I honestly lost track of time. Sorry about that. Yeah, I lost track of time. I was doing some other stuff, and I wasn't able to get to it. In fact, pretty shortly after I record this, I have to finish getting ready, and I'm going to be heading to the bar to have drinks and play games with my friend tonight. So yeah, unfortunately, we can only do 1 episode this week. And even more unfortunately, you are still seeing it probably late, because who knows how long it's going to take to get uploaded and all. So I really do apologize for that. But either way, I don't know what's going to happen in this, but OKKO lately has been... It's been good. I mean, we've had some really good episodes lately, but there have been some episodes that weren't as great as well, like the Boxman episode. Not really my favorite there. But we've had some good character development, some good stuff coming, and I hope we continue that, either way. Another reason I'm only doing 1 episode is because it's episode 29. Instead of doing 29, 30, and 31, I thought, like, okay, well, this works out anyways, because then I could do 29 this time, and next week I'll do 30, 31, 32. It evens out a little better. I also don't know if you can tell, but I'm sort of doing a voice right now. I'm speaking differently. I don't know if you can tell, and I don't even know if it's going to stay throughout the entire reaction stuff. I might go back, I guess you could say, to my normal voice. That's one of the things since becoming trans that honestly has confounded me a little bit. And that's the entire voice thing, because it's just been like, I sound normally typically masculine, you know, and it's one of those things that I've mentioned before has bothered me about myself. So I know that, like, even if I got on hormone therapy, I know that doesn't really help all the way. It might, like, pitch up your voice a little bit, but it doesn't really do as much as you'd think. And so I know a lot of it is like vocal training and stuff that you have to do to try and make yourself, I guess, sound, I guess, more feminine. And as you know, I've always been kind of on the level that it doesn't really matter for the most part, but for me personally, with my dysphoria, my voice has always bothered me. So yeah, I'm trying to do a bit of a voice right now. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know how obvious it is. But I'm going to try to keep it going for at least this video and see how it goes and see if I can even keep it up. But if not, yeah, it'll obviously just go back to normal. And the funny thing is, like, I wasn't, like, super planning on doing this or anything. It just kind of happened. It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision when I started this video. But yeah, I'm ready to get to this either way. I do really like this show overall. It has, I mean, it's from Ian James Quarterly, so there's always a lot of promise there, as I've mentioned plenty in the past. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes, what this episode has in store for us. And I really, really am sorry that I couldn't do more than 1 today. I really wish I could, but it's just not in the cards, unfortunately. But like I said, next week we'll go back to normal. Maybe we'll even do some more episodes if we have the time and ability to. But it's too unclear right now. And as I said, it's kind of my fault, because I lost track of time. I was doing some other stuff, and some things that honestly weren't necessary or important. But either way, I do have to get to this, because it's about 4:15 now, and I'm leaving about 4:50. So I have to get to this, I have to record, I have to do my afterthoughts as well, so Yeah. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in, and let's get this started. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play, because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in, and for now, yeah, I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so it was kind of a little hard to tell how I was doing voice-wise during the reaction, but especially when I am trying to obviously be genuine in what I'm saying and how I'm feeling about the episode. And speaking of this episode, this was great. I really love this. As I mentioned in my during the reaction, as a longtime gamer, yeah, this was just kind of my bread and butter. I really loved the references to classic RPG gaming, the little meta jokes they had in there regarding it. I also really loved how the characters were definitely based off of classic RPG characters. The hero was definitely based off of Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy. I believe he's mainly from Final Fantasy VII, but you can correct me on that. I've never been the biggest Final Fantasy fan, if I'm being honest. I know he's in Smash Bros. As well. His wife was definitely a very generic fantasy girl character, with the pointed ears and everything as well, and the just everything about her was really like classic RPG female character. The villain, I don't know what he was supposed to be referencing specifically, if any specific character. It wasn't Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, I know that. And I don't think it was supposed to be Ganondorf from Legend of Zelda either. There was definitely some Legend of Zelda things you could think of with this episode, but even though the name, I guess, was somewhat similar, I don't really think that's it. Either way, he was definitely still a very generic, typical bad guy, using the magic attacks and everything. And I like how, I guess, their backstory, they might be brothers, but they're unsure. And they're unsure of what their roles are supposed to be and everything. And they don't even know why they're fighting in the first place. That's legitimately hilarious. I really like that. I love how KO was kind of this follower, yet he was doing almost just as much work as Hero was, because in a lot of these games with followers, one big example for me would obviously be Skyrim. Yeah, our followers will do a lot of the work too. Like when I'm playing Skyrim and I have Lydia or Serana or Jazargo or whoever following me, they're going to be doing a lot of the work against the enemies, whether they're just normal enemies out there, bandits, vampires, whatever, or even if they're this big boss type enemy. My companions are going to be doing just as much. So it's like, yeah, I like how that kind of was a good touch. And I love how the healing potion thing was like, oh, it tastes nasty, but it's like he has so many of them that he bought at the shop. And outside of just the obviously awesome video game stuff with this episode, I have to bring it back to Edith. What? Okay, hold on a minute here. Enid. Sorry. Why was I thinking of Edith? Enid. I have to bring it back to Enid because I've talked about in the past in recent episodes, in recent videos and stuff, about how, yes, even though I'm asexual, I can acknowledge when a character, male, female, whatever, is attractive. And I can acknowledge when they're drawn in a very attractive manner. And Enid here was clearly drawn to be pretty sexy, let's be honest. Like, they knew what they were doing when they designed her with that swimsuit. it really accentuated the character's curves, like very much so, more than her regular outfit even. And it was very clear what they were doing. There were a couple points where it actually showed even she had a bit of cleavage showing. So it's like they know plenty well what they're doing. And considering, again, as I mentioned before, it is Ian James Quarterly who worked on Steven Universe. And Steven Universe is known for having broken so many boundaries in the animation world. So seeing them do this with OKKO, it makes sense. And as I mentioned last time, I know that this show has multiple instances of LGBT characters, or at least characters who could be LGBT. And yeah, I think that OKKO may not ever be as popular as Steven Universe or ever as big, but it's definitely doing something right here. From the clear knowledge of how classic RPG video games work and the kind of tropes that go in them, to just everything they're doing with these characters. And again, especially Enid in this episode, they're acknowledging that, yeah, she's a very attractively drawn character. And they're not pretending otherwise. They're clearly self-aware of the fact that her design is very attractive to people. And, I mean, I would honestly love to find fan art of her in that swimsuit. Because, honestly, it's a really good design. Especially, not even just the fact that she's in the swimsuit, which, again, accentuates her curves. It's not even that. It's just the swimsuit's design is really good and works for her character. And I really like that. I'm a big fan of character designs. So it's like, whenever I see something like this in a show, when a character's wearing an outfit different from what they normally wear, I do analyze it and think about how it fits with their character, design-wise, and just in terms of how it looks, how practical it would be. Would their character wear something like that? So yeah, I do think it's very attractive on her, but more than that, I think it's just a really good design. Either way, I had a lot of fun with this episode. I really wish I could have done more. I really wish I could have done more. But unfortunately, I don't think it's really possible. Not today. I mean, it's already 4:36 right now. And again, I'm going to be leaving probably around 4:50 or so, whenever my ride gets here. So yeah, it's just, I don't have the time, unfortunately. And again, as I said, it's my fault. Completely on me. I lost track of time. I was doing other stuff, and including stuff I really had no reason to do. I was just kind of doing it for fun. Like one example, I was taking photos of myself in multiple different outfits. Including this one, obviously, with my top, my cardigan, and scarf and all. And I like to do that sometimes. I just like to take cute pictures of myself, just, well, one, to use on Facebook for new profile pictures and stuff, and two, I just like to do it because it just helps me. It helps me in my transition, and it helps with my dysphoria. It helps make me feel just cute and pretty and more girly in a way, and I love that. And it's really it's therapeutic in a way. Just like, honestly, using this voice for this video, even though it's probably not that different from my normal voice, and it's probably not like super noticeable. But like for me personally, hearing me speak like this, I can hear a notable difference. I don't know if you guys can. Please let me know if you can, one way or the other. But I can hear a notable difference. And honestly, I sound, if I'm being honest, I sound like a typical, well, I guess what a typical trans girl would sound like. It's a different tone and sound to the voice than like a cis woman, or I guess any of that kind of thing. But it's so much better than my regular voice, at least, again, the way I'm hearing it. To you, it might not be as noticeable, but yeah, it's really good. And I don't know if I'll continue it for future videos. I might not even remember to do so. because I probably won't be talking like this when I go out tonight, because it would be quite a big change, quite a big difference to my friend and to my other friends who will be there and stuff. But maybe I'll start talking like this more in my videos, and it'll start to become more natural for me. I can only hope, right? But either way, yeah, back on topic. This was a good episode, a very good episode. And I'm really glad I got to see it. I can't wait to see more. So we'll definitely do more next week. Maybe instead of the normal 3, we'll up it to maybe 5. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for tuning in. Please tell me your thoughts on the episode down in the comments below. And thank you so much just for continuing to support the channel and everything through its transition as well as my own. You guys have been so supportive and so helpful on this road, and I'm really thankful to all of you for that. So, for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,